In a quiet little town, where every house had a lantern by the door, lived a girl named Luna. She loved watching shadows dance on the walls after sunset, turning into cats, butterflies, or even castles. But one evening, as the town was getting ready for Halloween, Luna noticed something strange. Her shadow was gone. She raised her hand. Nothing moved on the ground. Even under the streetlight, she cast no shadow. Maybe it's just cloudy, she told herself, but her heart felt cold. That night, she couldn't sleep. One by one, the shadows in windows vanished, like someone was quietly collecting them. At midnight, a strange glowing sign appeared outside. The Shop of Lost Shadows. Open only tonight. Luna couldn't look away from the glowing sign. It shimmered with silver light and swayed gently, like it was breathing. She put on her coat over her pajamas, grabbed her little lantern, and stepped outside. The town was asleep. The air smelled of wax, pumpkins, and wet leaves. Where an old clock shop used to be, there was now a black door with a round window glowing like candlelight. When Luna touched the handle, the door breathed out a warm mist, like it was inviting her in. Inside it was dark, but not scary. Shelves lined the walls, holding tiny jars with fluttering shadows, birds, people, cats, even ships. "Welcome, Luna," said a voice from the back. A tall man stepped out of the dark, wearing a long coat and a mask shaped like a clock, with hands moving backward. "I am the Keeper of Shadows. You're looking for yours, aren't you?" Luna nodded, too nervous to speak. Her heart beat so loudly she thought it might echo. "Every shadow has its path," the keeper said, gently touching the glowing jars. "But sometimes people stop noticing them, and shadows run here to stay safe. Yours ran away." It felt hurt. Luna looked up, confused. "Hurt?" The man leaned closer and the clock hands on his mask trembled. "You stopped listening to it. Every shadow reflects our fears and dreams. When we hide our fears, our shadows grow weak," Luna thought deeply. Lately, she had been scared of the dark but pretended she wasn't. "Can I get it back?" she asked. "Yes," said the keeper, "but you must pass through 3 rooms. The room of mirrors, the room of voices, and the room of memory. Each one will show you a part of yourself." Luna entered the first room, and the world changed. The shelves vanished. Instead, the space was filled with endless mirrors. In each one, she saw herself, but each reflection was different. One Luna laughed, another cried. One held a lantern glowing bright, another had no shadow. "Which one is the real me?" she whispered. The mirrors rustled, and a big crooked mirror stepped forward. In it, she looked small and scared, with wide, worried eyes. "I am what you hide," it said in her voice. "Your fear of darkness, of being alone, of not knowing." Luna stepped closer, her heart racing. "I don't want to be afraid of you," she whispered. The reflection smiled, then looked straight at me. She took a deep breath and stared into her own eyes. The mirror melted into light, and behind her stood the outline of her shadow, waiting. "Well done," came the keeper's voice. "The first trial is complete." The second door opened on its own. Luna walked into a space filled with darkness and whispers. Voices echoed all around, some soft, some worried, some sounding just like her. "You're too small," said one. "You can't change anything," said another. "No one will hear you." "Stop!" Luna cried, covering her ears. But the voices only grew louder, like a storm of words. Then she heard a quiet, warm voice close by. "I am your shadow. I don't want to scare you. I want you to hear me when you're sad, when you're scared, when you're alone. I'm not your enemy." Luna lowered her hands, and everything went still. "I hear you," she said. I won't run away from you anymore." A soft glow filled the room, and her shadow appeared in the center, clearer now, closer, almost alive. It tilted its head as if smiling. "Second trial complete," whispered the keeper from the dark. Luna stepped into the last room, and the smell of warm milk and honey filled the air, like her grandma's kitchen. Memories lit up around her like living pictures. She was small, hiding under a blanket as the wind howled outside. Her mom placed a lantern beside her and whispered, "Darkness is just a blanket for the light." Then Luna was at school, laughing with friends but secretly scared of dark hallways. And one last memory, recent, of her watching shadows vanish from the window but doing nothing, thinking it didn't matter. Suddenly she understood. Shadows don't just hold fear, they hold love, warmth, even laughter. "I remember you," she whispered, and her shadow stepped toward her. They merged in a glow of golden light, and the entire room lit up gently, like something old waking up from a long sleep. When the light faded, Luna stood once again in the shop. But now it wasn't dark. The jars were empty, their shadows set free, and morning light was slipping through the windows. The keeper stood by the door. The hands on his clock mask had finally stopped. "Your shadow is home now," he said gently. "It will never leave again, because you've accepted it." Luna looked down. Her shadow stood beside her, moving with her every step. "What about the shop?" she asked. The keeper smiled, a tiny spark flickering on his mask. "It will vanish until someone else forgets their shadow." Luna stepped outside. The sky was glowing. She opened her lantern and a tiny spark floated up like a smile. The town was waking, and if you looked closely, you might still see a faded sign on the old building, "The Shop of Lost Shadows," open only for those who seek themselves. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed the story, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.